Billy D here with another very exciting podcast. Probably the last one we're going to do since this dude was added last. But I want to thank our sponsors, Standard Process, for their support and allowing us to continue this mission of spreading the word on many health issues and issues that are threatening the existence of the human race. We're headed towards our sixth extinction, maybe, David. I don't want to be like a bummer on a Friday, but welcome to the call, sir.
Glad to be here, and sorry about the extinction.
Well, it's going to happen one way or the other. That's just entropy, my friend. Everything goes towards maximum randomness, I think.
We'll drop into a black hole one day.
Yeah. Let me ask you this now. I've known about fluoride for a long time. I'm going to say since I was probably a chemistry major back in the 70s. Why is there, and let's first, how did you first, you were a dentist. Did you originally promote fluoride as a dentist?
Yeah. Okay. My sister-in-law likes to point out that I wrote a prescription for it for my nieces and nephews that she never filled, but I was not always as concerned about fluoride as I am today. Today, I think that was real stupid. Unfortunately, it's what's taught in every dental school in the United States.
And is that still taught today?
This minute.
Oh, my God.
They're out there lying to the dentist right as we speak, because every dental school is accredited by an organization that makes enormous amount of money from promoting fluoridation. It's money laundering, in my opinion. They get it from industry that has silicon fluoride to get rid of. Okay. So what they do is they tell you it's good for the kiddies and get you to put it in the water, and there's 500,000 tons of silicon fluoride disposed of in public water supplies of the United States every year.
And
if you have 500,000 tons, you're going to be a poor person if you have to pay them to dispose of that. Hundreds of thousands of dollars per ton.
Okay, and then we as taxpayers pay for it to have it put in our water on top of it.
Well, no, you pay for it through your water bill.
Okay.
But as your taxpayers, you're funding another $10 to $50 million a year program at the NIDCR and the CDC and U.S. Public Health Service to go around and lie to public officials. That is called oral health promotion. But there's nothing beneficial about swallowing fluoride. But there are hundreds of employees that are making a nice living doing that.
Right, and so basically what you're telling me here is that maybe the CDC might be a little fraudulent in what the information that maybe they're disinforming people.
Well, I think what the CDC stands for is the Center for Disease Causation.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad we're on the same page there. That's good to hear. Now, my mom was a dental hygienist. I don't know if I've ever shared this story with you, and she wanted me to become a dentist. I don't know if you knew that story either. Did you know that story?
Oh, it should. Yeah, then you could be mercury poison like all the rest of the dentists. You cannot legally go to dental school and take the classes and not be exposed to enormous amounts of mercury. They're breaking OSHA law. They're got levels above what OSHA will let a hazardous waste of. What school do you know can invite children into a place that's so toxic that if you're the instructor, by law, OSHA, should be in a spacesuit with a respirator? You kiddies just have a seat and we'll demonstrate this mercury stuff.
You got to be, they're still doing mercury fillings too?
It's incredible, isn't it?
I mean, because I post about this quite frequently that I personally feel it should be a form of malpractice with the current knowledge we have on the toxicity levels of not only the fluoride, but obviously the mercury. I mean, I didn't realize they were still doing that shit. I mean, it's like, that's going on.
50,000 pounds a year.
How much?
Or put in Americans' teeth, 50,000 pounds. When micrograms will hurt you, they're putting 50,000 pounds. So we're contaminating the entire planet by mining mercury, grinding it up, sticking it in people's teeth, and then grinding it back out and having them spit in the toilet and off to the sewer treatment plant, and it's just poisoning our entire country.
Well, where's the disconnect? I mean, I don't understand. Like, there's so many of us on this page. Is it just that like we're so deep now we can't pull ourselves out, or is it that there's so much money involved with it to keep the lie going. But what I don't understand is why, as consumers, people haven't really. Why is it they're so far behind with something I've known about for 30 years, and I didn't realize they were still promoting, because everybody's trying to get those mercury fillings taken out now by a so-called holistic dentist,
Well, I've got a YouTube video on how to do it safely, but if you do it wrong, you can kill somebody. And because if they're already to the point where they're sick and you drill them out and you give them another bolus dose of mercury, you push them off the edge. I had to talk to a physician at a conference. He developed idiopathic dilated cardiomyopathy. IDCM is the most common reason for a transplant of a heart, and he had his fillings removed carelessly. And if you take an IDCM heart and cut it up, it had 22,000 times more mercury in it than a normal heart. Well, how did it get it? Well, is there something wrong with that person's heart, or was there something wrong with their dental care?
Yeah, I get it. And, I've been blessed with beautiful teeth.
Thanks to your mom.
Well, yeah.
She used to beat you with dental floss.
We were browbeat with the whole, brushing and flossing thing, and I've never ever had a filling, which is like partly maybe the reason I still have some degree of sanity left after going through the 70s, as I always say. But she was a firm believer in the fluoride thing, and and I came with her and gave her information, and she would never believe her her son. But then she was getting newsletters from Dr. Blaylock, Russell Blaylock, and he sent a letter, and she goes, "Look what Dr. Blaylock's saying, that fluoride's a neurotoxin." And I go, "Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you for 30 years, and now you believe this dude because it's he's got some, he's a." What is he, a neurosurgeon? I mean, he's got bigger credentials than me. He's got his coat's wider than mine, or what? Why is it that it took somebody else to get this message across to you?
It's the Rodney Dangerfield. We get no respect.
Right, we get no respect. It's like,
the problem,
she's getting older. Obviously, we're all getting older, and she's having some, she's just turned 80 last year, and I try to talk to her like you can't be. I mean, I don't know if it's too late or what, but I mean, I'm always optimistic. Trying to get her to stop using fluoridated toothpaste. Basically, I just brushed my teeth before the call with you because I didn't want to have bad breath talking to you. I just use baking soda, salt, and peppermint oil. That's all I use.
I use saliva. For reasons that are not entirely clear, your saliva contains all the minerals and an antibody to the germs that you need, and so that's probably what we should brush our teeth with. If you knock all the scum off your teeth, you don't have gum disease. It's an infection. If you get infected, you disinfect it. I wrote a book on it, and we treated hundreds of patients. It is a bug. If you got a microscope, you can see it. It looks like a snake. And so spirochetes. Nobody should have spirochetes in their mouth. If they do, kill it. It's an anaerobe. It's an infectious organism. It doesn't belong there. DNA testing says it came from your mother. Ah, you lucky devil. Well, there might be a reason why you don't have any problems, because mothers, lovers, and dogs. So that's where the DNA shows that bug is coming from.
Okay, so what's the name of the book?
How to Save Your Teeth with Toxic-Free Preventive Dentistry. I have a PDF of it. It's out of print.
It's out of print. And you have a video called Fluoride Gate.
I have actually about 30 videos on my YouTube channel. It's David Kennedy DDS, and I have a TV program that's running in 7 different cities throughout the United States.
Wow, I didn't know you were such a star on YouTube.
Well, I've got almost a million hits on smoking teeth. That was one of my first videos, 8 minutes of showing how a dental filling, when you brush it or scrape it or do anything to it, it leaks mercury vapor.
Yeah, we could go all around. Maybe next year we'll have you talk about mercury fillings at CalJam.
Well, let's keep the when you went to chiropractic school, the instructors explained to you that fluoride was not good for the joints. It was not good for the articulation, and that you listened. When dentists go to dental school, the instructor's up there pontificating about the tremendous benefits of fluoride. So the problem is the accreditation of the school And we can't change the dentist's mind. It's like your mom.
Right.
You can't change her mind because there was somebody at the front of the class.
Right.
Well, that's not education. That's indoctrination.
Right.
And so that's what I always say about dentistry. It's indoctrination, not education.
Well, the whole medical curriculum is the same way. I mean,
Sure.
they get indoctrinated
Indoctrination and
into
filtering.
vaccines, all the drugs, and they don't have open eyes, and they're myopic, and that's the only way to deal with health problems. And then when these wacko chiros come along and say, hey, well, why don't we look at for the cause of the problem rather than just treating the symptoms, we get called quacks. But to me, like that, it's not only quackery what they do, it goes to the next level. I mean, quackery really is something that doesn't really have any, logical benefit. But what they're doing is destroying human cognition through two of the most toxic neurotoxins. Fluoride is one, and the most non-radioactive substance on the planet is fluoride.
Mercury. The
Mercury,
most toxic non-radioactive
I was just
substance on the planet is mercury.
Yeah.
And so the dentists just love it all. They put it in your teeth and they claim that it's safe. Ask them for the study that it's safe, and they said, well, it's approved by the FDA. Well, that's true, but the lady that was the head of the FDA was on the board of Shine, and they sell dental amalgam. That's their biggest product. So it's like, is there a conflict of interest here? And so I say there's 11 reasons for this issue. Money, 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 money.
That's always the reason. Now, I mean, I currently go to a dentist, and I mean, I love my dentist, but it's always like we have a little bit of a headbutting going on when because I continually leave stuff on his Facebook page, which they obviously immediately delete. And we have a trade of service because he appreciates the chiropractic service, and I
He
appreciate
hurts in his neck and shoulders because he's bent over sideways.
Yeah.
6-7 hours a day.
And I've had other dentists that come in here that for some reason don't get it. I mean, they understand dental decay, which is, bad enough, but then I show them their neck from being in forced flexion and the forward head posture as a result, and then I show them the severe degenerative changes, the decay going on their neck. And for some reason, they don't want to take that as seriously as they do dental decay. And I try to get people to understand, dude, your teeth are important, but your spinal cord doesn't run through your teeth, man, So sometimes dentists, again, I'm not saying you're that way, but some of them think that they're a little on a higher plane as far as, intellectual capacity, or maybe that what they do is more important. And I'm not saying one. What's that?
Believe me, I know where they're coming from.
Yeah, I'm trying to say it in a nice way, that they have kind of a egocentric kind of supremacy kind of attitude.
It's something else. They're mercury poisoned. They can't.
Okay.
They can't change. Is it one of the characteristics of a mercury poisoned person is they have difficulty learning new tasks.
Wow.
And that when you go to dental school, you're totally immersed in mercury in the education system, and unlawfully high levels. You can't get out of dental school and not be severely mercury impaired, and then you get into practice and it continues, because nobody except members of the International Academy of Wellness and Toxicology are wearing spacesuits when they're doing this. OSHA requires you to wear a spacesuit, but they're all in their little private offices. But dental schools are not workplaces except for the instructor, so they technically can't have the student there. I have UCLA measuring a student where it exceeded even the never to be exceeded evacuate, run for your life level. And what did they do? They blamed the student. They said, oh, that guy wasn't doing it right.
Well, yeah, that's why he's a student. Jesus. You've really opened my eyes to that, because I thought, we've got to a point where we've gotten the mercury out of most vaccines. Of course, it didn't cause any neurological problems before, but we're taking it out because we're just going to be good guys.
Yeah, how about the flu vaccine? They made 280 million doses with mercury last year.
Yeah.
You think maybe they threw those away? They put those in people's bodies.
Yeah. And then the ones that we've rejected, the other vaccines, we send to third world countries. We figure, well, we'll do it out of the goodness and kindness of our heart as a charity, and just for the good of the human race. And what they're doing is really taking all the bogus crap that people won't buy here anymore and then they literally go to countries and poison these other people.
Well, it's the same kind of crap we get here. There was a long, involved argument at the United Nations Environmental Program that was in the process of trying to restrict or protect the world from mercury, and that you would not believe that the Americans were big dogs in fighting for all of the mercury they could possibly get, and they were saying, we have to keep the cost down on these vaccines for the African children, and so they could romp through Africa and squirt mercury into all the little African kids because they're entirely too healthy. And it's obscene how evil the United States is to protect American pharmaceutical production of
Right, and it's
toxic
not.
vaccines.
People say that they think it's like somebody who's going, the American people are evil. I go, it's not we're evil. It's the corporate greed and the corporatocracy, not the democracy, that has created this.
They buy our politicians. Our politicians, you can buy politicians, dime a dozen.
You're kidding.
They don't charge. What was it, Carpenter here in California? The FBI did a sting. He had to put a bill up for one guy's company, and they gave him $5,000 in a brown paper bag in the bathroom at McDonald's in Sacramento, and he fled to Costa Rica. Well, Costa Rica's got extradition. Duh! And so idiots get elected to the California Assembly and Senate and take a few dollars to completely screw the public.
Right.
And they're not that smart at it either.
Yeah, I don't really even have a lot of faith in the whole ballot system anymore, to be honest with you. I think
it doesn't work if the people go to Washington, D.C. or Sacramento and start doing the business of the people that gave them the money. Until you have clean elections where valid candidates get sufficient signatures so they can get on the ballot, and then you and I fund their campaign so we can hear what they stand for, you're not going to get decent elected officials. You're going to get people that are beholden to their donors.
Well, to the people higher up the food chain, the global elite, as I like to talk about a lot here at CalJam. Well, David, I want to thank you for the time you've taken out of your busy schedule today, and I'm really excited to have you on the CalJam stage, because I've been talking this thing forever, and I finally stepped up to the plate and got a dentist that's willing to tell the truth. But we also have a CalJam water system that I promote through one of your good friends, Rick Allen, the whole house system that we kind of collectively designed. I just told him what I wanted to do, basically, and then he built it. And then also we designed a drinking water system. I think those are two super important components people should have in their house as a way to protect themselves from toxicity, from mercury, from really a lot of things that are in the top. Why don't we, before we hang up, why don't you talk to me how toxic the municipal water supply is in most municipalities?
There's so much stuff in public water that what they need to do is say, this water is really good for washing down the driveway, and if you put it on the ground, it'll soak in and make your plant happy, because plants are smart enough not to pick up the trihalomethanes and the fluoride and all that and the chlorine.
So plants do not pick up the fluoride?
Not through the roots. Is it if you squirt the leaf, it thinks rain is coming down, and so there are little holes in leaves that absorb the bad stuff. Water the ground. Ground is full of lots of stuff, and it doesn't get up into the plant because the root is smarter than the leaf.
So
the
we
leaf
don't have to be concerned when we eat organic vegetables that it has fluoride in it unless it's been sprayed topically.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so that's that. But fluoride's not the only thing in the municipal water supply system of this country is not drinkable. I don't think it could be drinkable. I don't think.
I know that you're speaking to the choir here, pal.
Yeah. But they need to admit that. If they just admit that and say, the water, we're doing the best we can, it's disinfected, but in the process we left behind trihalomethanes and some chlorine. Chlorine's going to cause breast cancer, prostate cancer,
and colon cancer.
And colon cancer, and the trihalomethanes are going to screw you up too. The fluoride's going to cause arthritis, neurological impairment, bone pathology. There's arsenic in there too, because arsenic always accompanies fluoride. There's lead in there too, because lead always accompanies the fluoride product. And it's not fluoride, it's hydrofluorosilicic acid they're putting in the water, which is going to take and other exposures to lead, like for instance the brass faucet or the solder on your joints, and suck that into the body of your children, so you can expect that you're going to be taking care of those children until they're pass away, because they're going to end up stupid and violent. And so we really recommend that you wash your driveway or the car with this water, but try not to get it on you, and don't drink it.
Right. So that's why I think it's important. There's also a lot of pharmaceutical drugs in the water too. So
yes, there is that too. So if you start growing some extra, appendages on your chest, then
right, or you wake up with an erection or something, you might have got somebody else's Viagra in your water.
Well, we could always wish.
Yeah. All right, Dave. Well, we'll end it on a happy note there.
Happy note.
Yeah, there we go. And you're coming to the gala dinner, right?
I am, and when do I talk on Saturday?
You are scheduled right before the lunch break, so right midday.
I'm going to fly my airplane up and land at Santa Ana.
Well, are you coming to the dinner Friday night? Is what I'm asking.
Yep. Okay. I got a reservation.
Okay, good. So
we will. It's kind of hard to find a hotel. Everybody's coming to your meeting.
Yeah, we filled up 3 hotels. I mean, and it's a long story, but we won't go there right now. But I won't take any more of your time. I got to rock and roll too, but just throwing out some love and thanks to you for everything that you've stood for, and you're bringing it to Cal Jam.
Thank you, Will.
You can rock and roll at Cal Jam, brother.
Will do. Bye-bye.
All right, rock and roll. Thank you, bro.
$7 can get you a romance novel, a #1 combo at In-N-Out Burger, a 12-pack of granola bars, a cup of green juice, or 1 month of access to the Cal Jam Network. At Cal Jam, we take pride in the array of topics our speakers have covered over the past 8 years. With the Cal Jam Network membership, most of our speakers' talks can be accessed. In our network, you can also find numerous seminars from the Dead Chiropractic Society's monthly meeting with over 100 chiropractors and some of the best speakers in the profession. The Cal Jam Network is your all-access pass to Cal Jam and DCS workshops, videos, and chiropractic content. From past Cal Jam speakers to recent DCS seminars, the network is a great resource for anybody passionate about chiropractic health or global sustainability. So don't miss out! We upload new and exciting content monthly, which can stream on any device, even your smartphone. Join the Cal Jam Network today for only $7 a month at caljam.org/network.
Rock and roll! Not just one child. I said, you change it for the school.
Not your emotion, their emotion.
Well, because everybody has a self-healing mechanism. We know that.
Your community is desperately waiting for you to show up.
Wake up out of your apathetic slumber. Tell the people all about the principles of chiropractic.
Is you are the vessel of the change.
Ability to move that keeps us alive.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me?